Hello and welcome to Build. We are live from London and today we're joined by singer, actress and the amazing star of Pitch Perfect 3, Hailee Steinfeld,
Hello,
everyone.
Thank you.
If you are a fan of Hailee and you've got a question that you'd like to ask her during this interview, then don't forget that you can send us a tweet at BuildSeriesLDN, BuildSeriesLDN, or if you're watching this live on Facebook, then leave a comment in the video you're currently watching, and we'll do our best to get that to Hailee before the end of the interview. Hailee Steinfeld, welcome to Build and welcome to London. How are you?
Thank you so much. I'm great. How are you?
I'm really good. I'm very excited to talk to you about Pitch Perfect 3.
Yay.
So I saw it the other night. It's
Okay.
a lot of fun.
Good.
But for the
Thank you.
people here who are still waiting, what should they expect from the third Pitch Perfect film?
Oh, my goodness. I don't even know where to begin in terms of what to expect. This movie, of course, we had to sort of keep it in line with the rest of the series, but make it something that was a little bit different.
Yeah.
And we had to top the other two. So there's a lot of action in this movie, which I don't think a lot of people would expect coming from a singing movie. Hey,
Here you
look
all
at
are in
that.
action.
Hello. Yeah, that just screams action heroes.
No, it literally does. And so, obviously, in the film, we see the Bard and Bellas, well, now just the Bellas, heading all over
Right.
Europe on tour. So I'll not spoil it for you all too much. But did you get to actually travel around with the group?
Unfortunately, no. We shot the whole thing in Atlanta, Georgia, which is a wonderful city. But yeah, we did not go all over Europe, unfortunately.
Well, that was some fabulous set dressing.
Right?
Though. I was really fooled.
Good.
I was really taken in. Obviously, there's a lot of big characters in the film, but also just in the cast when you've got people like Anna Kendrick and Rebel Wilson. So I'm guessing there's a lot of laughs while you're filming. Does anything stand out for you, particularly while filming this third film?
Oh my God! I mean, they're honestly within the two films that I've been a part of, there has never been a dull moment, especially when we're all together at the same time. There are 10 different personalities, and that just always results in a ton of laughter. I love that with Rebel, you never, ever really know what she's going to say.
I think that definitely comes across when you watch it, even just in interviews and things.
Oh, wonderful.
Like,
yeah, no, I mean, even when I sat with her yesterday, we were doing some interviews, and I learned more about her in like 20 minutes because it was just amazing. She just is like so full of everything.
I think I'm a big fan of the series, and I think what resonates with me is that it's about like a group of young women who are just together having fun and really celebrating their like bond and their friendship. Is that what it's like behind the scenes as well?
It really is. It really does feel like it. The dynamic is so similar between us girls in real life and in the movie, and especially with this movie at the end or towards the end. We actually were able to shoot the end of the movie at the end of the filming of it. And it was really bittersweet and really emotional because we sort of got to that place where, us girls in real life were like, wow, this is, the end of this chapter, and we sort of really don't know when we'll see each other again in this context. So it was kind of, bittersweet.
Was there a bit of that running all the way through it? Because obviously Pitch Perfect 3, as we all know, it's going to be the last Pitch Perfect film. And there's quite a moving montage at the end.
Right.
Or maybe is there a question mark over a fourth one?
There is. I don't know anything for sure, but I don't know that it's entirely over for the Bellas.
That's very intriguing,
Right.
particularly as your character is the one who's still
Of course.
at college.
Exactly.
Is that something we should maybe keep an eye out for?
Possibly. I mean, I am, so.
Or is this just wishful thinking?
Yes.
Well, do you know what? You've got to put it out there. You've got to make it happen.
That's right.
Well, let me ask you, so allegedly, this is the final of the trilogy. Was the kind of always, all the way through, kind of a hint of, oh, well, you were doing the riff-off. Oh, this is the last riff-off. And then, you were all together.
Totally.
Oh, this is the last time.
Absolutely. Of course. We were just, like, awaiting the end of it, really. I mean, of course, that was definitely a feeling we were having through the whole time. We were like, wow, this is the, like, but I think it really motivated us to really make it the best that we could. So, yeah.
And so what was it like when they yelled cut on that last, after you filmed the last performance?
Oh, we were all crying.
Seriously?
Yeah. The tears you see in the movie are genuine tears.
I think that's the thing. Sometimes moments like that where, you're waiting for something to end, it ends and suddenly you're just kind of numb to it.
Oh, yeah,
So that sounds very cathartic then.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's like crazy moment of you've just spent months with these girls and we're a family at this point. And then that thought of like, oh my God, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and not have anything to do. Like, this is so emotional. But, yeah.
On a more happy note, you mentioned there's a lot of laughs behind the scenes.
Yes.
Is it difficult when you're working with a group of girls who you really get on with and you really have a laugh with? Is it difficult to suddenly switch into professional mode?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, just because you never really know what's going to happen. A lot of improvising took place during this film. We all know our characters so well, so we sort of felt the freedom to, do what we felt was right. And yeah, I mean, I think was the worst when it came to like breaking in the middle of a scene. I just couldn't help it.
What happens in those moments then? Is there someone who runs in and tells you all off, or is it just everyone having a good time?
It's a little bit of both. I mean, sometimes I get in trouble, but other times if it's like that funny, then everybody's laughing and it's like, yeah.
Let me ask you about your character, Emily, as well, because she came in the second Pitch Perfect film. Mm-hmm. And we saw the character at first had a bit of trouble kind of fitting in with the Barton Bellas because they're very cliquey. Yeah. Did you have any of that, like coming into such a close-knit cast, or were they immediately welcoming everyone with open arms?
They were incredibly welcoming, but it was hard because not only was I walking into a world that was already established with the first movie. When I was cast in the second movie, they had already started the rehearsal process, so I was late to that. So I really was sort of walking in with no idea what I was doing. But they were incredibly supportive and, really just from the start.
And do you feel that now, having completed the third one, when you showed up on the third one, was it a different experience to showing up on the second one?
Absolutely.
Did you feel like much more a member of the group now?
Of course. And I think Emily sort of has that same approach where
definitely
this time around she's like, I can handle my excitement, and I'm a little cooler now. Not really, but she likes to think that. So yeah.
Was there like a turning point where you suddenly thought, God, I'm actually one of the gang now?
Yeah, I think it was after the second one came out, or maybe even when we finished it. I mean, I remember distinctly seeing the first movie in the theaters and thinking, if there's ever another movie like this, I have to be a part of it. And at that point, it didn't even occur to me that there could or would be a sequel. And so when that happened, I just couldn't even believe that I was like a part of something that I had dreamt about. And now at this point, I still kind of can't believe it. But I definitely had a moment where I was like, wow, this is real. And I'm on the poster, and this is crazy.
Well, that's it. Like, I think when you're a fan of something, particularly something that's got such a cast like this, when there are new people thrown in, sometimes the fans can be a bit like, ugh.
Sure, yeah,
but,
of course.
when you see you in the lineup, it's just like, oh, it's like you've always been there.
Yeah,
that's kind of how it feels.
Thank you.
I want to ask you as well about the music in Pitch Perfect, because obviously, you're a musician, you're an artist, so that sort of thing must come quite easily to you. But what is the recording process like when you're doing the music for these films? Are they actually all of your voices and all of your like harmonies and voice percussion and things like that?
It is. All of it is. In fact, when I hear songs on the radio now that we did in Pitch Perfect, I'll like sing my part in the song. It won't even be the lead vocal. It'll be like some weird noise in the background, and I'm in the car with people, and they're like, what the hell are you doing?
You can't hear that hi-hat that needs to be there.
But the process of it, we'll get the music, and it's all written out basically in the 10-part harmony, and we have about a week to learn it, and we'll be given a sort of guide vocal, a demo with a guide vocal. So it's actually, I just found this really fascinating. If we had both of our earphones in, we could hear the full demo, and if we took one out, we could only hear just our part. I think it was our left ear we could hear, whatever. Anyway. Not important. But I thought that was very cool. So we had about a week to learn it, and then we would go into the studio and record it. And the crazy thing, too, about some of the music in the movie is a lot of it, more so in the second film, it would be, music was changing up until, like, 4 days before we'd film the scene. So we would be, it was crazy. It's like a never-ending process.
Well, this is the thing. The music in it is, and all three of them are the same. The music's right up to date. And so you get the impression that this must have been weeks before someone hearing a song on the radio going, oh, they need to sing this now. They need to get this in.
Totally. In fact, the hardest part is after the movie's done and you hear like a new artist come out with a song and you're like, oh, that would have been so good in the movie.
Are you like, whenever you're in the car and something comes on the radio, do you kind of get the notes out on your iPhone being like, this would be good for a fourth film, actually, note to self?
No, but I could list them.
So how long does that recording process take then? You said you have a week to learn, which sounds like a lot. Does that feel like a lot, or does it feel like no time at all?
Well, It does, and a week is a long time, but that's also while rehearsals are taking place and fittings are taking place, it's all sort of prior to the shooting actually starts. So in the midst of about a week, we have the time to learn and record the music and the choreography and all of the rest of everything else.
Well, let me talk to you about your career in general, because obviously you're famous for a lot more than just Pitch Perfect.
Thank you.
In fact, you're already an established actress before you came to the series, and you were actually nominated for an Oscar at the age of 14 for True Grit.
Yes, thank you.
Which is terribly young to be nominated for an Oscar. That's so impressive.
Thank you.
Does getting such a prestigious honor at such a young age, does that kind of affect the goals that you set yourself with your career?
No, I mean, I guess in ways, I guess maybe. Now that I thought about it, I was like, yeah, I feel like that's like the...
I just think there are some actresses in their 50s who are still like, come on, I know this is the film, I'm finally going to get the Oscar.
No, of course. And I guess, I mean, I realize it way more now than I did then, what an incredible honor that is. And I can only hope and work as hard as I can to have it happen again, and 100 more times. So we'll see. But yeah.
Is that something that's in your mind, or do you just take what comes and, just take what you enjoy?
I take what I enjoy.
Yeah.
In fact, I think that's sort of the beauty in having that happen to me when I was so young. I had no idea really what it meant, and I wasn't trying for it. I remember shooting that movie, having the time of my life, and then we ran this award circuit, and it was just, I mean, it's amazing to be honored for the work that you do, but that's not, that particular thing is not what I do it for.
Yeah. At the age of 14, did it really resonate with you what an important thing it was? Or were you just like, oh, that's cool?
Yeah, well, I just remember
what else is on TV today?
Yeah. I had a ton of people telling me, like, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, take it all in. And I was just like, okay. Like when in one year and out the other, I was 14. I had no idea. I was just like having fun, like wearing pretty dresses and stuff. But it really, I mean, again, like I said, I realize it now more than I did then.
I feel like you must get asked this all the time, but what was Oscars night like, particularly as a teenager?
It was incredibly overwhelming. I remember getting out of the car and seeing the carpet, and it just seemed like the longest red carpet. I think it might still be the longest red carpet I'd ever been on. But just amazing to be surrounded by so many people that I love and admire and have looked up to. And for me, I had watched the Oscars before, but I would like tune out after the red carpet. Like that's all I cared about. And so to be on that red carpet that I had like seen on TV growing up, it was really quite an honor.
And since then, obviously, you do award shows all the time now. We see you on red carpets all the time, including at the VMAs, where you were famously Taylor Swift's date and the rest of the squad. Yes. Do you still get starstruck when you show up at events like that, or are you just like water off a duck's back now?
Oh my gosh, no. No, I definitely get starstruck. It depends, obviously, who it is, but I think I get pretty starstruck pretty easily.
Who's the person you've been most starstruck by?
Oh, man. I'm trying to think. There's just like everyone.
Just basically every celebrity across your path.
Even when how you will follow people and you'll see like their team on their Instagram and whatnot, and you're like, oh my God, that's that person's makeup art. They must be here. They're in the building or whatever. I'll freak out for sure.
I'm like that if I just see like some random reality star walking around London. I'm like, oh my God, it's them.
Right? Same.
Right, let me ask you about your pop career as well, because obviously since Pitch Perfect 2, you released your EP, Haiz. And this year you released Most Girls, which has gone down really well. Does that mean that an album is around the corner? Is that on the horizon? Is that something we should look forward to?
Yes, absolutely.
That's very exciting.
Yes, come the new year, music is my main focus, will be my main focus. And I will be putting out an album next year.
And let me ask you, just on a personal note, you've got a big event coming up next week, do you not?
Yes.
Celebrating turning 21.
For a second I was like, oh God, what do we have?
No, we've got something very exciting coming up. And as Miley Cyrus famously said, nothing says turned like Hailee Steinfeld, right?
Oh my God.
So tell me, how will you be celebrating your big 2-1?
I actually, this is going to sound like such a buzzkill. I'll be working. I'll be with the girls from the movie in LA.
Oh, that's still a good position to be in,
Totally. But I will be working, and I think my family and friends have like been planning something. I'm not supposed to know that, but I'm pretty sure they are. I kind of hope they are at this point, because if they're not, then I'm going to be like,
if anyone's watching, Hailee doesn't know. It's still a surprise. Don't worry.
Well, I have no idea what it is, so maybe, obviously there's still a surprise to be had.
Well, fingers crossed for a good cake anyway.
Thanks.
And obviously, 21, it's a big milestone. Mm-hmm. Looking ahead to the next 12 months, what do you want to look back in a year's time and say that you've achieved and you've done?
Oh, wow.
I mean, obviously,
looking back from a year from now?
Yeah, a year from now. I mean, obviously, the album's the big focus, yeah.
Of course. And I just actually finished filming the spin-off to Transformers, Bumblebee, which will be out next Christmas.
That's very exciting.
So that is very exciting. Thank you. But like I said, music, I'm really excited to put out a body of work. I'm so incredibly thankful to my fans that have been so patient. Making movies at the same time will take me out of it for a couple months at a time, so it's been a bit challenging, but I'm excited to really zone in on that and put more out.
All right, I'm very excited to listen to that because I'm a big fan of the Haiz EP.
Thank you.
I wish I could chat to you forever, but unfortunately that is all the time we have.
No.
So please go and see Pitch Perfect 3 because it's dead good. It's out on the 20th of December. And give it up one more time for Hailee Steinfeld, everyone.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you.